So now, Mr. Backbone and Posture. I'm so ready. He has so much energy and it's infectious that you can feel it through the Zoom call. I just love it. I just love it. And so to be able to see this person, see him in person, it's like, Sam, he's in front of us in person. You know, it's like a movie star, you know? So it's really just good. He is from the Lone Star State, which is Texas, right? He's out on the field. It feels like a field trip. He's giving us, just showing us what we can do. And most of us have these places that he's been to in our own cities, or close in our close proximity there. University, colleges, and coffee shops. All of us can do this. So the question is, and this is what my topic of it, where will we land today? It is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Sam Foster.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison Niels. I'm going to give it back to you, sir, for doing what you do always, week in, week out, for doing the 1 through 10s, the intro and everybody. We want to give it back to you, sir. Of course, Mr. Thomas in his absence, his wonderful platform, Jabri Clemens working hard in the background, and everybody that jumped on this call. I want to say thank you. I know you could have been anywhere. Of course, I'm on location. Anybody put it in the chat where you think I'm at? Anybody put it in the chat where you think I'm at? Where you think I'm at? Anybody, put it in the chat. Where do you think I'm at today? No, not Costco. Not Costco. Not Costco. Joe Mike hit it on the head. He hit it on the head. He must have had his radar eyes and radar signals in cue. I am at IKEA. That's right, IKEA. I try to find places that I think that most people can relate to, and this is one of those places. And as I'm walking around, of course, I am live on location. If you're taking notes, if you're not driving, write this down. The few that do. That's right. I'm going to repeat it again. The few that do. Reason why I want to title The Few That Do, guys, is because it's only a few of us that takes the call to action to do what we do. That's right. It's only a few. But guess what? You only need a few. You don't need a whole lot. I said it before. You don't need everybody. You just need somebody. That's right. The few that do. With that said, I wanted to walk around a little bit before I sat down and show you guys the importance of being somewhere where people are. If you can, if you're going to a place like IKEA and there are different places that I've been in the past, you always want to try to get here early. The reason why you want to get here early is because you want to check out the atmosphere. You want to be able to sit in it for a minute without just running up on people and things of that nature. You want to try to be here early just to soak the environment in. Now, I'm going to get ready to turn my camera around. I'm not the most advanced person like Mr. Jabri Clemens, but I'm going to try to work with this technology. I want you guys to see behind me. I'm walking around here for a minute. I want you guys to see this gentleman behind me. This is the gentleman behind me. If you can catch a snapshot, he's on his computer. He's actually on his computer doing something on his computer. I'm going to try to walk by him a little bit. Gentleman is on his computer. And if you can catch a shot of this gentleman right here on his computer, he's actually on his computer doing some work, and he's actually live as well. Okay, shot that gentleman right there. He's actually live. Did you see that? Did you guys see that? I'm not on gallery yet. Okay, you see that, Harrison? I see you more than anybody. There you go. That gentleman right there, he's actually live on his laptop. So he's doing something here, but he has the concept as well. Sit in an atmosphere, do what you got to do, but be around the people. I don't know what he do, but you know I'm going to find out. That's a peak right there. Trust me, that's a peak. All right. If you guys can follow me, if you've ever been in IKEA, most IKEAs got two locations. They got two cafeterias. They have a small cafeteria when you first come in, then they have a larger cafeteria. And it's kind of a long distance, so I didn't want to do both of them, trust me, because this is a big place. It's a big place. But I'm in the bigger cafeteria. So if you can look behind me, I'm in the bigger cafeteria, right behind me, right there. I want you guys to see that I'm in the bigger cafeteria. And as you can see, you got people coming behind me, you know, strolling up. You got people just walking around doing their things. You got people looking around. And what I typically do on location, what I typically do is I come around and I try to browse around to the different cafeterias, right? I go to the first one because that's near the door. That's a smaller cafeteria. If you're gonna go to the smaller cafeteria, at that one first, what you want to do is you want to go to the high table areas like this one. It's a high table area. So I usually go in that one first. I'll come and I'll sit down. I'll just kind of sit down like if you was at a Starbucks or like that. And then usually I can scan. And as I scan the room, I'm kind of role playing in my mind. Who is it that I see in the room? I may see a couple with a kid. I may see stabber. And if you come into these local areas a lot, people typically know you. And that's gonna be a good thing. And as you can see, I'm here in the daytime. Well, who's here in the daytime? Okay, watch this. Kids are out for school. That's number one. So if you're in the kid area, you're going to catch those parents that are with their kids. That's number one. Typically, if you're going to catch a parent with their kid, that usually means that that parent is a stay-at-home parent. You get 2 hits off that stay-at-home parent, guys. You're going to get 2 hits. Number one, that parent's a stay-at-home parent. Number two, that parent probably has a husband that has a pretty good job. I'm going somewhere, Harrison. I'm going somewhere with the people. I'm getting inside your head. That young lady that has that kid or those kids probably has a husband that has a pretty good job, okay? Because she's a stay-at-home mom, right? So what I did earlier when I was walking around, I was in the kids section. You pay attention in the kids section and you smile. You smile. You don't want to look like you're offbeat. You want to look like you're happy. You want to look like if the kid is doing something funny, you want to laugh. And then you want to say those few words that make every parent feel good. How old is the child? Oh my God. Oh my God. Now you got the parent right there. Now you got the parent. Then you can be relatable. Somebody like myself, you say, oh, I got a grandkid, blah, blah, blah. Oh man, oh yeah, he looks like he's 2 or something like, oh, those terrible 2s. I mean, any kind of conversation when you're smiling, they love it. They absolutely love it. And when you can get their attention by doing that, oh, I see you got your 2 kids with you. Do you work from home? Then now you're starting to form them. Then they're gonna say, I'm just a stay home. Oh, okay. How long have you been doing that? There you go. Now you're talking to them. Now you know you're not so much of a stranger to them. You're talking to them. You're mellowing them out. You got to remember now you're in an open area so they don't feel defensive or anything like that. This is the keys to Pink and Cold Market, ladies and gentlemen. These are the keys. They don't feel so intimidated. Then they see you walking around, walk slow. I tell anybody, you come in a big area like this, don't be in a hurry. If you're going to be in a hurry, don't come. You have to walk slow because you have to pace yourself in an area like this. For those who've ever been in IKEA, this is a pretty big place. So you want to walk slow. You want to look at things, even if they don't interest you. You want to look at the fabric section, all those sections that you know people are going to be going to that are going to be spending money. And then you want to ask them questions when you're standing next to somebody. Oh, that's a nice fabric right there, or something like that. You want to get their attention. Then you want to get them talking, things of that nature. It doesn't have to be anything big, but it has to be something that can be relatable. relatable. Now, where I'm sitting at, I'm actually sitting, like I said, in the high table area. As you can see on the other side of me, you got lower tables. I don't go into the lower tables until kind of I feel the room out a little bit, because that allows me to know where I'm going to sit, who I'm going to sit next to. Because as I'm talking, sometimes I'll do it while I'm talking, so that way people can hear my conversation. I want people to hear my conversation because I want them to realize that I'm tech savvy, and at the same time, I'm doing something. So that way, when I get off the phone, they usually ask me, so what is it that you do? So I want to do that. I use my hands a lot. If people can see, I'm using my hands now because I want people to see me over here. I want to be attractive toward the average person. What is it that he's doing? People are nosy in general. So you want them to peek you sometimes instead of you just peeking them. All right. That's important. That's very important. All right. So as I'm looking around the room, just to give you guys an example, because I know several people have called me throughout the last couple of weeks and said, well, wish, give me a couple of more tips and things of that nature. I'm gonna give you a couple of big tips while we're on the road. On the other side of the room, if you look at the cafeteria, when I span the view of the cafeteria, you're going to see that it's cafeteria style. So you got a lot of people in line. I don't get in line at first. I don't get in line. I scan the room to peek and see, what are these people gravitating to? If they drink water a lot, if they drink soda, if they drink water a lot, they usually fit. So I may want to strike up a conversation about being fit. So you got to get into the mind of the average person. Now, remember, you're cold market, so you don't know anything about them. So when you're sitting down and you're scanning the room, you have to kind of get to know them through their actions, not through their conversations, through their actions. That's important. Because remember, the title of it is The Few That Do. Now, this is a science now. This is not for the faint at heart. This is not for everybody. Now, this cold market thing, now you have to respect it now. It's not for everybody. People always ask me, what's the secret sauce? This is not for everybody. So when I'm giving these tips now, I'm going in my bag giving you these tips because most people don't think like this. You have to get the right results by the way that you think. So when you sit down, you're more or less profiling people. Yeah, you're peeking them, but you profile them at the same time. Got another gentleman in front of me. He just sat down. Asian gentleman. He's on his phone. I'm paying attention to what he's doing, what he's eating, what he likes, things of that nature, because I know eventually that's going to be a conversation. So when I go up there, let's say I go up there and get me something to eat. You don't have to get anything expensive. IKEA is not expensive. So if you don't do that, to go in and get you a cup of coffee, that might be $1.50. And if you like me, you're an IKEA member. I don't get a whole lot from them, but my IKEA member is free to sign up. You get free coffee every day. So you got an opportunity to come in, sit down, and get you a free cup of coffee just by being an IKEA member. Especially if you live close in the area. It's not that hard to do, and you don't have to spend a bunch of money. I'm throwing you nuggets, people. This is how you peak people and continue to smile. Because if you're looking like you're mean and you're frustrated, upset, and your head hurt, the dog, the cat, they're not going to be around you. They see you smile and they see you around and say, I wonder who he talking to. And da, 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 da. That's how you're going to pick people. Now, the gentleman I told you guys in the beginning that's sitting to my right-hand side, still sitting there. He's on his computer, but I keep looking at who he was talking to. He's actually probably doing a call because I saw somebody on the computer. So I was able to look enough to actually see what he was doing on his computer. That's a hint for somebody because once I peek him, I'm going to ask the question. So you seem like you're a corporate guy. For a guy, oh man, that means the world. If he's a nobody, now he feels like a somebody. Come on, people. It's catchphrases that you use for people to motivate them. Now, if he's not a corporate guy, he sure does feel like one. He may tell you, well, no, not really. Okay, what is it that you do? And you got to act genuinely interested. You notice how I'm squinching my face and stuff like that? You got to want to be interested. Now, if you did this right here, this would be terrible. Watch this. So what is it that you do? You kind of look like a creep. Think about it. You have to be interested. What is it that you do? Try to, use your facial expressions, guys. You have to use your facial to make sure that you are interested. Why? Because you're forming those people. You're doing the mental, putting this in your mental capacity, right? This is for somebody who said, well, I don't know if I can do it. Watch this. If you do nothing else, and you come into a place like this, speak to people. If you do nothing else, when you walk by them or they walk by you, speak to them. That's going to break the ice. Speak to them. Watch this. The few that do. If you come in a big place like this and you don't speak to anybody, you don't need to be doing this. Because it's not that you're not a people person. You have to watch this part. Continue to get out your own way. Now you got to ask yourself, why am I not speaking to anybody? Think about it. Speak to a few people. They're going to say hi back. They're actually going to say hi back to you. Why? Because that's the common thing that people do. And chances are in a place like this, you're going to bump into them again. Because most people are also walking slow. They're looking at things. They're browsing. Take your time. Set yourself up to at least be in here for an hour. Even if you don't do nothing, just sit here for an hour. Make it, even if you're not talking about you, make it look like you're talking about your phone. Look like you're texting somebody. Because you have to set yourself, you don't just sit here and look like a private investigator looking at people because you look like a perv. You don't want to look strange. You don't want to look strange. So you want to look like you're doing something intentionally, right? So you want to put yourself in a position where you can look like you're doing something intentionally. Now watch this. Those three ladies I've been watching for a while, even though I've been talking to you guys, right? I watched them go up to the cafeteria. I watched them get in line, and they're all together because they're getting ready to sit down together. Now, I don't know them from a can of paint, like I always tell you guys, but now I have an opportunity to go over, speak to them when I see where they're going to be sitting at, right? I'm going to go over, introduce myself, right? I'm going to show you guys all of that process. Now, I'm doing what I'm getting ready to call a 3-in-1. I'm getting ready to knock all three of them out at the same time. Why? Because they sit together. Watch this. Tools of the trade. I rarely do this, but I'm going to give them a business card. And I'm going to give them a business card because I don't want to look like I'm trying to pick them up. Because if you're a guy in a table full of females, you don't want to look like you're trying to pick them up on a date or anything like that. And then you want to make about yourself too much, make yourself look kind of phony. You don't want to start talking this or nothing like that. You want to give them a card. Because if you give them a card, a couple of things happen. All three of those people are going to look at that card. Oh, they're going to look at that card because they're going to want to know, okay, what is that he do? They can look at that card and see what you do. They can go on your website. Now watch this. As you guys can see, those same three individual girls, they're getting ready to sit down. So when they get ready, when I find out where they're getting ready to sit, I'm just going to casually go over there, give them my information. That's it. I don't want to do nothing hardcore. I don't want to do a whole lot of talking. I just want to give my information. Now, this one girl has already looked at me, so she kind of thinking, well, who is he talking to? Blah, blah. So that kind of breaks the ice for me already. So I'm getting ready to go over there and drop my card off. I know they kind of look like they're, they kind of look like they're all friends. Okay. I can tell that they sat down together. I'm gonna give them my card and I'm gonna step away, right? And I'm gonna ask them a few questions just to pique their interest. But remember, the main thing is give them something. And I know sometimes I don't like to do cards. I like to do more relationships. But watch this. If I never give them a card, I can guarantee I won't do nothing 100% because I gave them nothing. I got a 50-50 shot if I gave them a card. And if I gave them a card with the right information on there, it jumps up to 85% off the top because now you got relevant information on the card. And remember, they're nosy. No disrespect, ladies, but especially females. They're going to go on that website. They're going to see my face on that site. So the co-founders got it right. When you go on your website, you got your face on there and all your relevant information. So 95% of the work is already done once they hit your website. They recognize that it's real. They recognize that it's legal. And when they go to browse your website, they see all the commonalities of a website that most people don't have. We got Fortune 500 companies on our website. They're under us. We're not under them. They see a 30-year track record. If they're looking at this information correctly, they're going to see all that. The website is stellar, ladies and gentlemen. The website is stellar. All the relevant information is already there. I just wait on them to give me a call. Plain and simple. Now I'm getting ready to make my approach over there because they get ready to start eating. Most women, they don't like it when you see them go all wild eating. So I got to catch them in the beginning and putting the forks in their mouth. So watch this here. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Live and direct. Live and direct. Watch how I make this move. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my card out my pocket. So I don't want to look like I'm pulling my card out my pocket. That way I don't look like I'm fumbling with my card. And I should have already had my card out, but here's for the first blooper of the day. Already have your cards in position in your pocket. That way it's not inside your wallet. It's already loose in your pocket. Okay, here we go. Just don't listen to my conversation. Hey, how y'all doing? I know y'all would sit here eating, so I don't want to interrupt y'all. I know y'all females but like to see guys, like to see y'all eat. But this is one of my business cards right here. I'm actually live on the international Zoom call, but I saw you guys get ready to get you something to eat. So I want to send you guys my information. Check us out. Let me know what you like about it. All my relevant information is on the card and my face is on there. So that way you can say, that is that guy. You know what I'm saying? What's your name?
Sheikah.
Sheikah Sam. And what's your guys' name?
Haley.
Haley. Bree. Okay. Nice to meet you guys. I want you guys to continue to eat your lunch and check me out. Let me know what you like about it. All right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, watch this. I want you guys to realize what I did. I made sure I knew everybody at the table. Did it matter? Absolutely. Because they're female. You know what I'm saying? If I just would have spoke to one person, which it looked like it was their mom, it would have been offensive to the other two, which like they looked like they were college students. So right then, when I walked away, I let them know I'm on an international Zoom call. So when they see me walk away and get ready to sit back down, they know, oh, wow, he's really on that call. Well, now all three of them, I put the card in the middle of the table. So guess what? The first one, which looks like the mom, of course, she's gonna go on the website. No doubt about it. The other two are gonna go on the website because they want to know, well, what's on the card. Think about it for a minute. Those other two look like they're college students. They're getting ready to go back to school next month. So what if she want to save on a cell phone bill? What if she got questions and I got answers when she called? What if she go on the website and watch this? I made sure she saw my face because my face is on my website. Watch this. Credibility and documentation all day long. Well, girl, I don't know. He will. Why you say that, girl? Yeah, that's him. It's on his website. That's the one I met. Come on. So if you don't have your face on your website, shame on you. Shame on you. That's right. That's right. Look here, David and Lois. You do not have your face on your website. Shame on you. I know Roxanne got her face on her website. I don't even want to think about it. You have to have your face on your website. If you got a blank caption on your website where your face should have went, shame on you. You're not an entrepreneur. You're not one of the few that do. Joshua Casey, I know you got your face on your website. I know Mary Moulton, I know you got your face on your website. It's a shame. It's a travesty if you do not have your face on your website. Come on now. T. Hayes, I know you got your pretty face on your website. If you don't, it's a travesty. It's a travesty. I'm showing you guys how you peak cold market. You give these people your documentation, they're going to go on your website. Watch this because they're nosy. Joshua Casey, these women are nosy. No disrespect, women, but that's a good thing. They are nosy. They're going to go on my website. And I'm sitting over here expressing myself as if I was Hispanic. I'm moving my hands. Roxanne, I'm moving my hand. And I know they see me. Women say, who are these people he's talking to? Why? I'm going my website. Somebody's gonna give me a call. Somebody's gonna say, no, that really is him. And they're gonna see all of my relevant information that I didn't have to put on there, that ACN put on there for me. All I had to do was come into the business. My profile is already set once I do it the first time. And all the relevant stuff on my website, from how to get started now to see my product and service, all that's already on the website, already done. I want them to be nosy. I want them to see my information. Remember, I come out the house with tools of the trade. I'm either come out the house with my cell phone and my business cards. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go at all times. I'm all things to all people. All right. Now I'm getting ready to close this out, but I'm getting ready to give you guys a snapshot of the few people that's in the room. Now it's not quite 12 o'clock here in Texas. It's about 11:25-ish or something like that. So people are steady coming in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm waiting on a bigger crowd to come. So that way, when I do really sit down, I can sit down, peep people. When I come throw my tray away, I get them a couple of more names and numbers, things of that nature. I'll probably get about 10 names and numbers out of this building within the next maybe hour, because I'm casually walking around. And I also, I'm gonna make a commercial identification break. I want to thank Mr. Alex, like yesterday on our Dallas team. He had his first open house of his business yesterday on his own Zoom call. And he brought in what he had 14 people in the Zoom room, 14 people, not including me, 14 people. And I know he's not on the call right now. He's at work, but for his first coming out of his business, 14 people, not including me, the guy is a monster. So if you got people that's coming on your organization, if you really want to pub them up, pay attention to how they do. Pay attention to how they do, how they make phone calls, how they bring people into a Zoom call and things of that nature. I had to encourage the young man to let him know. I think I told him yesterday, I said, your biggest strength right now is activity. Big strength is activities, getting people on Zoom calls. He didn't even realize that. It was by default. And I told him, I said, I noticed you had all these people on your Zoom call. I said, so if you've done this in a short span of time, what can you do if you focus? Now watch this. I'm saying this to everybody in the room, not just to him. What can you do if you focus? If you come out to places like this for 30 minutes, an hour at a time, what damage can you do if you focus, especially if it's in your neighborhood? This is in my neighborhood. I didn't have to go far at all. It's in my neighborhood. So I'm walking, talking, smiling at people. I'm over here in the department picking up spatulas, making it look like I like spatulas. I may not like a spatula at all, but I'm slowly walking around. Not only am I getting the housewife, but I'm getting the corporate exec that may be out for the summer. Think about it. I'm getting the teacher that's sitting in here. She's out for the summer. All these career people are in here. And it's hot, ladies and gentlemen, in Texas. I'm getting all these career people that's coming in here. It's cool in here. They got food in here. They got something to drink. They got ice cream. You don't think I'm sitting around here walking slow as a turtle, talking to everybody like a slow politician? Think about it. This is the secret sauce, ladies and gentlemen. There's no secret to it. You just have to be willing to get out the house and be a part of the few that actually do. That's all it is. There's no secret. As you guys can see, you got people walking around me right now. I mean, everybody's walking around me. All I do is strike up a small conversation. The rest is history. What did you do? Blah, blah, blah. They start talking. Then they ask me, what do you do? Oh, I do a little something. I'm gonna get your name and number. I know you with your kids, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's it. Once again, the housewife. Watch this. Watch this. The typical housewife, ladies and gentlemen. Now she's with 2 kids. Typical housewife. A small conversation. Oh, how old are your kids? Boom, boom, boom. That's it. You know how many people don't speak to her during the course of a day? She wants to be recognized. I know being a mother's a tough job. Come on. What is it that you do? Oh, I just stay at home all day. Really? You keep your options up. Well, I don't know. I'll get your information. I'll give you a call later on. Guy right here. Watch this. Watch this. Hey, how you doing, man? I saw you walking with your kid, man. I was just gonna speak to you because look, I'm gonna tell you, it's not every day, man. You see a guy walking with his kid.
I know.
So I got to give you credit. You know what I'm
Appreciate
saying?
it.
My name
Thank
is
you.
Sam. What's your name?
Kevin.
Kevin.
Yes,
What you
sir.
do, Kevin?
I work for Farmers Insurance. I do property claims.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
How long you been doing?
7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
Oh man, you keep your options open?
Occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. I do a little something. I'm gonna get your number, man. Get my number.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually on this international Zoom call as we
Okay.
speak.
Sure.
Yeah.
What is it?
214
Okay.
244
Okay.
6460.
6460.
Sam False is my name.
Okay.
Text me in before I send you a little something.
Sure.
We'll talk.
We'll do.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you guys something. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Now watch this. I flipped it. Watch this. If you guys didn't see what I just did, I flipped it. I didn't get his number. I let him get mine. Think about it. I let him get mine. Think about that for a second, ladies and gentlemen. I flipped it because two things are happening. I gave him a compliment. Remember what I said? He was a guy with a kid. I emphasized that. I said, do you realize how rare that is for a guy to be with his kid? Come on now. He's taking his daughter out for the day. He's walking around. Come on now. He does mortgages. He's probably stressed out at his job anyway. Come on now. You're doing mortgages? Come on now. Think about it. You keep your options, See, I'm going to break that. See, I break that. Now watch this. Now get my number. I do a little something. Give me a call. Oh, okay, what is it? Boom, boom, boom. Now he put it in his phone. Think about it. It's more than one way to do this opportunity. Think about it. Now, what if he's really looking? What if he's one of the few that do? What if he's one of the few that's really looking for an opportunity and I might have passed him by? Think about it. I might have passed him by. Now, if you guys heard Precious Swaggerty yesterday, 2 days ago, he talked about when he went to the car dealership with his daughter. And that gentleman has brought in over $10 million in his organization. Why would I pass this guy by? You never know. But I know one thing, if you don't speak to anybody, you won't get nobody. Think about it. If you don't speak to anybody, you get nobody. Now, I was skilled. I couldn't do it like that. I just couldn't do. Yeah, but I couldn't do it like that either. My biggest drive was my why. My biggest drive is my why. Now, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not your why. Let me say that again. Let me say this call. I'm getting ready to close out this call. But if your why doesn't make you cry, it's really not your why. Think about it. Your why should make you cry, not somebody else. You cry. That's how you have to look at your business, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you have to look at your business. With that said, I hope you guys got something out of this. This has been Sam Foster, and I endorse this message. Thank you, Mr. Mills.